Welcome to the Fantasy Aceball podcast. This is your host, Tim Kanak. You can find me on X at Fantasy Aceball, and you can watch this live. I don't know why I always say live. It's not live. You can watch it recorded. Ooh, I guess it's not a sexy to say recorded, but you can watch it recorded at the Tim Kanak on YouTube. That's not a beer. That's like a Wolf Cola. It's actually called Good Wolf. It's a probiotic drink. It's pretty solid. This one is cherry vanilla. But anyway, we're going to talk real quick about some in-person things that I saw. Colby Thomas, my boy, he was called up in person this weekend. I caught Marlins versus Mets. Really, I got a home run video for a non-prospect guy. Nice shot though, so I posted it anyway on the X because it was right behind home plate. Marlins pitcher Waylon Castillo. Interesting. I pulled him up here. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see. But I pulled him up because I was getting him throwing 95, 96, and he's got this really weird like sidearm action. And I thought it was a four-seamer, but it's actually a sinker. Was that primary pitch? And it's not getting a lot of swing strikes, but it is a really weird pitch to watch. And he's an interesting guy. I think that anyone who can throw 96, whatever, is pretty interesting. But he's 20 years old, and just the weird arm action. He might be a guy. Like statistically, he's been pretty bad, but that looks like a potential major league reliever to me. Just really interesting stuff. Sinker, slider, changeup, cutter for Waylon Castillo. You could see that the changeup is his best pitch. So maybe if he just goes sinker, slider, changeup, and turns into a reliever, he might be a major league player. So that's Waylon Castillo with the Marlins as I'm like hitting my mic. Next, Starlin Caba with the Marlins, who is supposed to be like a really, really good defensive player. He was actually really good offensively in the game that I saw. And I actually saw him like botch a couple pretty easy defensive plays from a shortstop. So I would cool it on like the 70 to 80 grade glove at this point for Starlin Caba. You can see he's actually doesn't hit the ball hard at all, but he is fast for sure. Like the guy is fast. Also with the Marlins, I saw Dylan Head. Dylan Head just is always impressive. Every time I see him, he has a good game. Now, like I know he hasn't been really great, and it's like he's been around for a while now. So there's probably going to be some prospect fatigue with him because he was kind of a guy for the Padres. But look, he's got good hit tool metrics, 81% contact rate, 88.5 zone contact. He hits the ball max EV 110, 103.6 90th percentile EV at his age is pretty good. The 1.2% barrel is terrible though. So he's got to work on the launch angle. This is what his biggest issue is. So he's got a 10-degree average launch angle. But you can see like his distribution of launch angle is just kind of it's pretty wide at like the 0 and negative, like way too many negatives, 50% ground ball rate. That's the problem with Dylan Head is his ground ball rate. But he is mashing lefties, and every time I see him, he's putting a good game together. So Dylan Head, impressive again for me. PJ Morlando is on the opposite side of that. Like I have not seen him do anything except for strike out. I don't even know if I've really seen him hit the ball in the air. I saw him hit the ball on the ground, but you can see again, one launch angle. He hasn't really done very much this year. 60% ground ball rate. This is a guy who's supposed to be a big time power hitter when the Marlins drafted him in the first round. So PJ Morlando, I've seen him 2 or 3 times now. I think this is maybe the third time, and just has not been impressive. So those are my in-person views this week, and I'm going to take a drink of my Wolf Cola, and then we'll get to the T10. If you're watching, you totally just saw that I spilled it myself. So T10, number 1 is Xavier Rivas with the New York Yankees. He's an A-ball. This week in 5 2/3 innings, Xavier Rivas had 13 Ks, 0 walks, 4.76 ERA, 106 WHIP. And Xavier Rivas on the season has 39 innings pitched, 19 K minus walk rate, 17.8 swing strike rate. So very good there for Rivas. 34% CSW, 2.54 ERA, 105 WHIP. And what is his JA ERA? 3.18 JA ERA, aka Sierra. So Rivas is a 6'4", 235-pound lefty. So huge dude. Drafted 16th round out of Ole Miss. Probably was drafted so late because he only throws 91 miles per hour. But he does have above average ride on that fastball. He has at an 18-inch vert. And he has a very effective gyro slider, which I would grade as like a 50 to 55 pitch, 80 to 83 mile per hour gyro slider, and the killer changeup. Changeup is his best pitch. He has an 81 to 83 mile per hour changeup, which I throw a 60 grade on, and it has a 33% swinging strike rate on the season. You see this changeup right here. So he's throwing the four seamer for 31% of the time, slider 25.7% of the time, changeup 25% of the time. And he's also got a sinker that's 90 to 91, but it's subpar, 6% swinging strike rate, so nothing special on the sinker. The fastball, 11.3% is actually pretty good for a fastball. So even though he only throws it, average velocity is 90.6, that's a pretty solid swinging strike rate on that pitch. Now, when he gets to the higher levels, that's probably going to get worse. So you have a bit of a Drew Thorpe-ish profile here with Xavier Rivas. I would just keep that in mind because it's like very, very primary changeup with a low velocity fastball slider, and he's going to rely on deception a lot. Deception and the changeup to make things happen. But he's been very good, and he's an interesting name to watch. So Yankees have to be happy with a 16th round pick who's performing this way. T2 is a hitter. It is outfielder Kyler Fedko. Kyler, so Kyler. Kyler Fedko with the Twins, AA. He's been around for a hot minute here because he's 25 years old in AA. And Kyler Fedko on the week, 8 for 24 with 6 extra base hits, 4 home runs. Oh, and that's right. I think he had another home run the other night too. So make it 5 home runs on the week and 3 stolen bases. So again, 25-year-old, but he's an athletic 6 foot, 215-pound guy. Has a Randall Grichuk-like swing. Like if you have watched Randall Grichuk hit a baseball before, and then you watch this guy, you're gonna be like, yeah, I agree. It's a very Randall Grichuk-y. But this season, Fedko, really strong season. 265, 381, 517 slash, 14.6% walk rate, 19.6% K rate. So pretty good plate skills here with 27 extra base hits, 17 home runs, and 16 stolen bases. So we've got power, we've got speed, we've got a pretty solid plate approach. Contact tool's only 75%, so I would call that below average, maybe like a 45 hit tool or something like that. For Kyler Fedko, I mean, if it gets worse in AAA, it might be worse. It might be a 40 hit tool. So that's where we're at on Fedko, but power and speed are there. Power is definitely there. Gap power is definitely there. He hits the ball hard when he hits it. So I'm sure he'll have probably a pretty good barrel rate once he gets to AAA and we get that StatCast data on Fedko, which why is he not at AAA if he's doing this stuff at AA as a 25-year-old? He's just been so slow played throughout his season. He basically missed all of 2023 from injuries. A good portion of it. He only had like 100 at-bats. Probably COVID affected him from his age. So I don't understand why the slow play here with Fedko should be in AAA. Number 3, T3 is starting pitcher Connor Eaton with the Rockies. Eaton is in high A. Eaton this week, 6 innings pitched, 11 Ks, 1 walk, 0 ERA, 0.67 whip. So Connor Eaton, very interesting dude here. I like him a lot. 77, except for the fact that he's a Rocky. 77 and a third innings pitched this season, which is a ton. So this guy's getting really deep into pretty much all of his games. You see his pitch count. He's thrown over 100 pitches 3 times this season in the minors, which is really rare. And look at his last 2 games. On June 20th, 11 strikeouts and 0 walks. And June 27th, 11 strikeouts, 1 walk. So this guy is just absolutely dominating right now. The last 2 times out. So I already kind of gave it away. 11 Ks, 1 walk, 6 innings pitched, 0 ERA, 0.67 whip. So he's going deep. He's getting a lot of Ks. Really interesting stuff here for Connor Eaton. On the season, 361 ERA, 119 whip. But you can see on the Sierra, the JA ERA, he has a 330 Sierra. But keep in mind, he is going to be a Rocky. So he's a 6th rounder out of George Mason last year, athletically built, 3/4 arm slot. Here's the arsenal. He has a fastball that he throws 94 to 97. I throw a 50 to 55 grade on that fastball. Changeup is 86 to 89 miles per hour. Or sorry, not the changeup. The slider is 86 to 89 miles per hour. I would give that slider. The slider's really freaking good. I would give that slider a 65 to 70 grade. Really great slider. There is bullpen risk here because of the great slider, and there was talk in spring training that Eaton could be fast tracked to the Rockies bullpen, a la Seth Halverson. So just keep that in mind with Eaton. Is that as a fantastic 2-pitch guy, like plus fastball with plus slider, that he has a lot of bullpen risk, especially because that slider is such a dominant pitch. Like if you watch the highlights from this 11 strikeout game, I believe every single strikeout was on the slider. And he struck out Slade Caldwell, who is famously known to have a very, very good hit tool, 3 times on that slider. So, yeah, the slider is legit. It's for real. He also has a changeup, but the changeup is like meh. So right now he's kind of a 2-pitch guy. He's still trying to develop that third pitch, that changeup, which is what stops him from being like, this is what makes him like a 250-ish range prospect and not a top 150 guy, is because he only has 2 pitches. Yeah, but the slider's really good. So Connor Eaton, lefty, Rockies. Like if he was not on the Rockies, maybe he'd be close to the top 150. Maybe he'd be like 200. But the fact that he's on the Rockies and that he might be a reliever is just what kills him. But I like him, and this is what Rockies minor. But there's a really good article on him, by the way, by Jack Etkin. You can look online that he wrote on March 3rd. But he had a quote here from the Rockies minor league pitching coordinator Doug Linton, and he says Eaton's mound demeanor is off the charts across the lines. He's in your face. He's going to go after you. There's no fear. He possesses swing and miss slider. Obviously, it's a wipeout pitch, heavy action, late depth. Basically takes a right turn. Like, go watch the slider. It's really good. And also check out that article by Jack Etkin. It's a good article. Number 4 on the T10 is a name that you're familiar with. He's been on here quite a lot over the last year, and also quite a lot last year on Prospect One. Lazaro Montes, brought up to Double-A, and I put on Twitter, I said, Double-A, no problem, Montes. Right, come on. I listened to a lot of reggae in my house. But anyway, it's 6 hits this week. 5 of them were extra base hits. 4 of them were home runs. So tons of power. Montes is tied with the league lead, or like all of minor leagues, with 21 home runs. He has 39 extra base hits on the season, which is insane. I know the contact rates are not good. If you're watching on YouTube, you see 66% contact rate, 59% at Double-A. But guess what? He still has an almost 1,100 OPS at Double-A. So I don't know if that matters. Like with power hitters, if you have a 70% contact rate, it'll play. Pete Alonso doesn't have a good contact rate, but Pete Alonso is also really good for fantasy. So just keep that in mind. Like, you don't want a terrible contact rate. Hopefully he can improve it. But Montes is maybe, like, I don't want to say he's the best, but he's definitely like a top 5, especially with Jack now gone and Kurt's now gone. Like, he's definitely a top 5 power prospect. Like, I'd say it's like Montes, Basayo, Spencer Jones, Wilkin, maybe another guy. I don't know. Those are like the four biggest power guys that come to my mind off the top of my head. Number 5, starting pitcher Cam Schlittler. And if you've been listening to my podcast this year, you know that Doc and I love some Cam Schlittler, Adolf Hitler mustache jokes. Doc isn't here, so I don't want to go too far down that rabbit hole. But this week, 6 innings pitched, 9 Ks, 1 walk, 0 ERA, 0.5 whip. I have seen Schlittler get added in like 3 of my dynasty leagues just this last week. So he is now on people's radars. If you want him, especially as a Yankee, you need to go get him now, or else it's going to be too late, probably in a couple weeks. There's also the off chance that he comes up sooner rather than later. Schlittler has made my list 4 times now this season. 6'6", 225-pound righty. That's how good he's been this year, by the way. 4 times is really freaking good. And he's pitched 74 1/3 innings pitched, 24.5 K minus walk rate on the season, 14.3 swinging strike rate, 31.5 CSW, 2.18 ERA. See a 235 J ERA, so 235 Sierra. That's including being at AAA with a 114 WHIP in his last 2 starts, 9 Ks, 1 walk. He hasn't hit the 100 pitch count yet, but he's pitching in the 90s. And he throws a lot of strikes. Look at these strike rates from June 1st on: 56.6%, 60%, 51.2, 59.6, 56.1. Those are all phenomenal strike rates. If you're throwing over 50% strike rate, you're really good as far as command. So his arsenal: Cam Schlittler, fastball 95 to 99 miles per hour, 60 to 65 grade is what I throw on it, with a ridiculous 22.1% swinging strike rate so far at AAA. That's insane. At AAA, that fastball. Slider is a 90 to 93 mile per hour slider. 55 grade is what I throw on it, but a 15.2 swinging strike rate, which is above that. It's a little above average. But really, really good velocity on that. So that's definitely going to play like a lot. 91.5 mile per hour slider will for sure play. So maybe it's a 60 grade pitch. It just isn't getting as many swings on it, swing and misses on it as you would think, but he is throwing it for a lot of strikes. So I don't know. Maybe you could classify as a cutter at these speeds and stuff. Whatever. The only issue is he doesn't have a cutter. He has a sweeper. So he also throws a curveball and a sweeper. He has a changeup that he's thrown one time, so it's like whatever. The curve is a 83 to 85 mile per hour curve. I throw a 45 to 50 grade on it. And the sweeper is an 86 to 88 mile per hour pitch that I throw a 50 to 55 grade on. You see the sweeper has a 25% swing strike rate. That's really good. And he's landing that sweeper for a 55% strike rate, which is also really good. So he should probably throw that pitch more, I would say. But that's Cam Schlittler. Go at him. He's really good, despite the weird name. Number 6 is Wilfredo Antunez. So Wilfredo Antunez is a new name to the list. He's a Guardians prospect in high A, 8 for 25 with 3 extra base hits, 2 homers, 2 steals this week. Really good season so far. Interesting slash line: 257, 341, 505 with 10% walk rate, 23% K rate, but 27 extra base hits, 10 bombs, 9 steals. And if you're looking on YouTube, you can see Antunez absolutely destroys righties, and he's bad against lefties. So definitely platoon guy here. Like 188 slug against lefties, but a 632 slug against righties with 12 bombs. So really good against righties, really bad against lefties. Possible platoon bat. Really insane bat speed with him. Strong fly ball profile. So pull fly ball, by the way. So really good pulled air rate, which has led to more power this year, and just like really fast hands. Really quick swing. Like, I love his swing. I just wish he could hit lefties because his swing is fun. Next is another pitcher. Number 7 is Troy Melton, AAA. Troy Melton is really nice name to watch because guess what? He's in the Tigers org, and he's already in AAA. Melton on the season: 55 innings pitched, 23.2 K minus walk rate, 14.7 swinging strike, 31.1% CSW, 393 ERA, 140 WHIP, which is a little bit misleading. This week, 10 innings pitched, 17 Ks, 2 walks, 180 ERA, 110 WHIP. Melton is getting super unlucky this year. He has a 386 BABIP against on the whole season and 447 BABIP in AAA. So his AAA numbers take with a grain of salt because he's had very, very bad luck. He's has a really strong arsenal, very good fastball command, athletic build at 6'4", 210 pounds, 3/4 arm slot from the right side. Fastball has nice ride on it from a lower release point, like way lower release point at that height, which is really interesting. Makes it a very deceptive, very sharp, arm slot. Very sharp horizontal breaking slider too. So I really like this arsenal. Like, I think, even though I really like Schlittler, Melton might be better. Like, Cam has a better fastball, but Melton has a really good arsenal in general. So Melton has a 95 to 99 mile per hour fastball, which I throw a 60 grade on because it only has a 15.4% swinging strike rate, which is really good, or 15.6% swinging strike rate. Sorry. He also has a 88 to 91 mile per hour cutter which I put a 60 grade on the cutter. 17.4% swinging strike rate on a cutter is really, really good. Slider is a 85 to 86 mile per hour slider. So he's like right at that point, that 85 mile per hour point that Saris talks about, that you want a slider to be 85 or higher velocity for it to be a very good pitch. It's a 50 to 60 grade pitch with a 19% swinging strike rate. Changeup sucks, so doesn't really matter. And he's got a curveball that is a 40 to 45 grade. So 3+ pitches here for Troy Melton. And he's in the Detroit Tigers org, which is really good at developing pitchers. Well, arguably, you'd say that they failed on like Manning and Mize and maybe some other guys, but Skubal turned out pretty good. Flaherty, they turned around, and Sawyer Gibson Long, like surprise, surprise. So I think Troy Melton has a pretty good future here. Number 8, Max Clark, who actually I think just hit another home run too. So let's see. Max Clark, let's bring him up. On the week, Max Clark, 3 extra base hits, 2 bombs, 2 steals. And he's my number 2 prospect. Just super underrated, Max Clark. 84% contact rate. So, he's got a plus hit tool. Zone contact is even better. Last year, his zone contact was in the 90s. So, plus speed or plus speed, I would say plus plate approach. He has a 17%, less than 17% K rate, but a 20% walk rate. So more walks than Ks is pretty insane. And so I would say he's got at least a plus hit tool, if not plus. He has a plus plate approach. He has plus speed, if not plus speed. And he could grow into a lot of power. He could grow into 20 homer power, if not 25 homer power. And he's a gamer on top of it. So I'm a big Max Clark guy. That's why I have him ranked number 2. Number 9 in the T10 is Chase Harlan, who is in complex leagues for the Dodgers, which, the Dodgers really needed another good prospect. We can't even pull his stats up because he's complex if you're watching. But last week, 7 for 18, 6 extra base hits, 3 home runs, 0 steals on the season, 306, 361, 546 slash, 9 walks, 9% walk rate, 18.9% K rate, 16 extra base hits, 5 bombs, 0 steals. Complex league, so it is a short season. But he's 6'3", 205-pound, 18-year-old righty with a long but powerful swing. He has big-time power potential. That is Chase Harlan, not Harlem. Harlan, Harlan, with the Dodgers. Number 10, another deep league, outfield Michael Martinez with the Braves in the Dominican Summer League. This week, 9 for 26 extra base hits, 2 bombs, 3 steals, 327 batting average on the season, 450 OBP, 612 slash, 13% walk, 13% K, 10 extra base hits, 2 homers, 4 steals. He's been very good for the Braves. I know it's the DSL, but I like the frame, 6'2", 175. He's got maybe plus tools across the board here. We'll see. It'll be interesting to see what happens when he gets some stateside. But he's got a 79% contact rate, which is very good for the DSL. Most of these guys are running like 20% swinging strike rates with like 50 or 60% contact rates. So Michael Martinez looks very promising for the Braves in the Dominican Summer League. Wanted to follow up Nathan Church after being on the list last week, or being on my radar last week. Another strong week, 6 for 21, 5 extra base hits, 2 bombs, 0 steals. Jordan Walker was supposed to, get appendix surgery or whatever, and then now he's not, and he's going to AAA. Nathan Church, he could be on the periphery of like taking that Jordan Walker spot, honestly. Jacob Marcy also had a strong follow-up week, 9 for 26, 5 extra base hits, 3 bombs, 0 steals, so showing power now. Peyton Tolley last week, 5 innings pitched, 9 Ks, 2 walks, 1.80 ERA, 0.6 whip in his first start at AA. Tolley arsenal, by the way, 95, 99 mile per hour fastball from the left side, 70 grade fastball, just insane stuff. Big dude, lefty, killer velocity. 84 to 87 mile per hour slider, 55 to 60 grade, and a changeup, 82 to 85 miles per hour that I throw like a 40 grade on. Last guy I want to mention, honorable mention, is Kendry Chorio with the Royals, Dominican Summer League. 4 innings pitched, 9 Ks, 0 walks, 0 ERA, 0 whip. So 4 perfect innings with 9 Ks. I don't really care much about DSL pitchers usually, but he is 17 years old and he throws 96, and he has a 36 K minus walk rate with a 16% swing strike rate and a 36% CSW right now in DSL. So Kendry Chorio, and he's a Chorio, and he's from Venezuela. So I don't know if he's related to other Chorios, but it's fun that there's a Chorio pitcher too that is destroying for the Royals. So that's it. That is who I have. for this week. Hopefully you enjoyed this short podcast without Doc. We'll have Doc back next week as he moved and needed a breather. And Raymond was supposed to come on, and then Raymond saw that he only recognized like 2 of these people, and he's like, I'm way out of my league, man. You do it. So that's what happened. So we'll see you next week. Peace out.